Hey there, it's the Viperian here and welcome back to another developer time trials guide. Today we'll be taking a look at Drive-Thru Danger, which is requested by Animated Ape, so thank you for that. And I know I've probably said this already, but it would be great if you could subscribe to the channel by clicking on the big red button below. We're almost at 10,000 subscribers and I'm really excited for that. And besides, by subscribing you won't be missing out on my future videos, which are mainly CTR and other Crash Bandicoot related content. And before we begin, as always, the comment of the day from my previous video goes to Leonardo Escobar Garcia. Yeah, the controller that you saw in the last video is a limited edition cherry colored one, I believe. Got kinda lucky to get it from my local game store. Anyway, thanks for commenting on my last video and congratulations on getting the comment of the day. Alright, with that out of the way, here are a few things you need to know first before attempting Drive-Thru Danger. Firstly, the ghost here is pretty tough, no doubt about it. Add on that the track is basically a beefed up version of Hot Air Skyway, I can see why some people are going to have a hard time. Which is why secondly, I would highly recommend to use the drift engine, if you don't mind switching up a bit. Now, while attempting to clear the death times on this track, using speed does not make it easier for me. Trust me, use drift and you will receive a massive difference. Of course, you don't have to if you feel like you can manage with speed, but this is based on my personal preference and the tips later on will be based around the drift engine anyway, so be wary of that. Thirdly, there is one part of the track that will make a huge difference in your attempt. Now, I have actually covered this part in one of my previous videos, but for the sake of the video and just to put everything together, I will be sharing the tips here as well. And finally, it goes without saying that if you have decided to attempt to beat the death times, I would assume that you have already mastered U-turning. If not, you can head to this video on the top right here to get yourself up to speed. Alright, now that is out of the way, let's dive straight onto the track right now and get started. First of all, as always, a perfect boost at the start is needed. Now drive straight for a little bit and start drift boosting twice, aiming to get perfects. Aim to get onto the brown holographic side, as that is the best option. Now right over here, before the track starts to turn left, immediately jump and start drift boosting to the left side. And right over here on this bump, jump and then immediately start U-turning here, while trying to stick on the right side of the track as much as you can. While U-turning and at the same time, try to touch the boost pad that were activated at the start of the track. This overall part is probably one of the toughest part of the track, so be prepared for it. Now right before reaching the blue fire pad, drift as much as you can to get the reserves for the blue fire. I've lost my flame before reaching the pad as you can see here, but that is fine because I've boosted before reaching the turbo pad, which gives me some good amount of reserves. Over on the bottom part here, drift boost to the right side this time, or aiming to jump over here. Be careful not to bump onto this wall here. Oh, and also this is the reason why I use the drift engine as well, mainly because if you use speed, you will most probably ram into this wall if you try using this method. Moving on, I continue to drift boost and stick to the right as much as I can. Take note that you can jump over here to cut a little bit of time, which you can see me do on lap 2 and lap 3 later on. But because I want to be more careful with my reserve as I feel that it's running out soon, I'd rather play safe on the first lap this time. Continue building up that reserves and jump onto the shortcut. Once you've landed on the shortcut, start drift boosting again to the right. Now once you have jumped out of the shortcut, do this as it will make a whole lot difference. Aim to land around the left side here and then start drift boosting to the right side. And yes, drift boost to the right as soon as you land, even before the jump pad. This will allow you to maximize in reserve gathering and to make sure you do not lose your blue fire. Also, it is much easier this way to set up for the big jump. So right as soon as you drift boosted to the right, jump onto the other side. Now how far you will be jumping will be based on your own natural feeling. But as a general rule of thumb, jump out as far as you possibly can. And then continue the track through and remember to take the shortcut here as well. Once you are out, we are approaching the important part of the track that I've mentioned at the start of the video. Again, I've mentioned this before in my previous Drive-Thru Danger video, but all you need to know is that this blue laser shortcut right here doesn't have any hit detection, which means that you can U-turn out of here while ramming into the wall on the left without slowing down. Again, more explanation on this in my previous video, so click on the top right here if you want to check it out afterwards. But coming back to the track, after the shortcut, immediately drift boost twice to the left side, and then jump into the shortcut. The entrance is really tight, so doing this method will guarantee you a safer way to enter the shortcut. Right after you're in here, feel free to start U-turning immediately to the left side. Wait a little longer and you might just be too late and fall off the track. Now try to balance yourself here after a few jumps and drifting. But right around here, take the drift to the right and stick as close as possible. Again, you can jump off here, which I did in lap 2 and lap 3. You will see that in just a second. Now with the drift engine, you are able to do 3 full boosts on this tight corner here. And of course, you turn off to the bottom of the track here. Be on your merry way, maintain that blue fire, and welcome to lap 2. Now because you have blue fire, things will be slightly harder at the start of the track. But don't worry, as it's nothing too difficult. Just maintain your reserves by drifting and getting the turbo pads. Repeat what we did for the rest of the track, and if no mistakes are done, the death times is as good as beaten. Now I would like to mention that I didn't actually drift boost here right as I was entering into lap 2, which was a mistake on my part. The right way to handle this is by the example I did in lap 3 here, which is to drift boost to the right, the same exact step as lap 1. And there you go. Hopefully this will give you an idea on how to beat Drive-Thru danger. And if you need more help, a full example gameplay using all of the tips and tricks that I've mentioned will be shown at the end of the video. For the next death times guide, it will be on Meteor George, and then followed by Polar Pass. As always, please like the video if it did help you, and also subscribe to the channel if you're new here. This is a small channel for now, but I love putting my heart into these videos, so a subscribe to the channel would be greatly appreciated. And on the bright side, by subscribing, you won't miss out on more Crash Bandicoot content that I put out on this channel. Alright, before I show you the full example gameplay, just a quick shout out to my current Patreon supporters. And if you would like to be part of the shout out for each of my videos, you can head over to patreon.com/TheViperian to get started. Link will be in the description down below. And that is it for the tutorial, people. Here is a full example gameplay if you need more help. This is TheViperian signing off. Thanks for watching and enjoy the gameplay.